Let me come to you, Beena Lakshmi, since you've been speaking the strongest over a long period of time about women caught up in the conflict zone of the Northeast. What we've seen in the last few months, gang rapes, molestations, and of course that horrific video of women being paraded naked. I want to understand from you today, do you believe that we have seen the entire truth or more is to come? Do you fear that women are even more likely to be victimized in the days and months ahead?
Absolutely, Rajdeep. Women have been caught in the crossfire in Manipur's conflict for more than 4 to 5 decades. Sexual violence in conflict has been happening since the year 1970s, when a Naga woman was raped actually by an Indian major and she committed suicide. Her name was Rose. There was also a horrific rape of a woman, a Meitei woman called Ahal Jaubi, was raped in front of her disabled son by the Central Reserve Police Force. We have cases of non-state armed groups also, sexually assaulted women. And then we have the most known case of Iche Thangja Manorama, was raped and extrajudicially killed in the year 2004, which led the mothers of Manipur do that Kangla protest. And now, on what happened in May, what happened to our Kuki Zomi sisters of this horrific rape, parading them naked and stripping their dignity, which has stripped the dignity of every Manipuri and has been one of the darkest times in our history. So this has been a pattern which has been happening persistently and consistently for the last several years. Manipur, many of you think that people in Manipur, women are very liberated. Yes, we are. We have the world's oldest women's market, Imam market. We have given Mary Kom to the world. We have this amazing Nupi Lal of 1904 and 1939 against British. But we must not forget that this is a very patriarchal society. Right now, Manipur is in a state of siege under 60 armed insurgent groups. We have 60 armed insurgent groups, over 100,000 army operating there. Women are caught between the guns of the state and the non-state. Kuki women, Naga women, Meitei women, women across, we have been caught between the guns of the state and the non-state for several years.
But are women also on the ground divided? Because we get reports of the Meitei Paibes or the mothers of Manipur, as you call them, who are in a way standing up for the Meitei identity and seeing themselves as protectors of the Meitei community. Are they as angered by what they've seen happening to their Kuki sisters? You're saying Manipuri sisters, but let's be honest. The truth of the matter is when ethnic violence takes place, you have Meitei women also being pitted against Kuki women. Why aren't we seeing more outrage among Meitei women to what happened to the Kuki women when they were stripped naked in that village?
Absolutely. Manipuri mothers, women of Manipur, and women across the Northeast have strongly condemned this horrific crime which has happened to our Kokizo sisters. The houses of the perpetrators have been burned to the ground, and women Manipuris have come out in protest in strongly unequivocal terms. But as I mentioned, because of the existence of 60 armed insurgent groups, many of them are also carrying out certain dictates at gunpoint. This is something that I've been observing for over several years. And as a result, it is important for women, Kuki women, Meitei women, to come together and say that violence against women, because in any conflict, Rajdeep, women are 80% of the casualties and the victims are women and children. As a result, that's why we started the Northeast India Women Initiative for Peace to ensure, and there we had Kuki women, Meitei women, Naga women, Assamese women, Mizo women, all together we have had four
But in this instance, are Meitei women speaking out as Meiteis first? That's the point. Are they speaking out as Meiteis first? We're getting reports from the ground of how the Meitei Paibis are organizing their own blockades, claiming to be protectors. That's the point, Beena Lakshmi. Are they speaking as Meiteis or Manipuri women?
Yes, they are speaking, Rajdeep, as Manipuri women. In this conflict, which has been engineered, as I told on day one of your show, this conflict which has been engineered has literally succeeded to pit one community against another. And as a result, women are also made to be divided amongst this. So at this particular juncture, we are at a critical time in our history where there is Rajdeep, a slow genocide going on. A slow genocide. This is definitely a women's issue, but this is also a issue of national security, an issue of the safety and security of every woman, child, and young person in the state of Manipur. Because today, as the body of a 17-year-old woman she disappeared, Linto Ngambi, has not been found. So as a result, there's a lot of several people who have disappeared in this particular conflict, many of them young girls. The bodies have not been found, several cases, because some of them don't want to talk about it. So I think rather than pitting one community against another, one woman against another, I think, Rajiv, it's time for the women of Manipur and the women of our country and all concerned citizens to ensure that today the parliament has been screaming for 3 days, but no solution. No solutions. It's day number 81, 82 of this violence. And there's not been a single peace talk. By the way, number one. Number two, there are 17 peace talks happening in the northeast of India, and not a single woman is in it. So women have been excluded from decision making. We are never been made to be seen as full humans in our part of our country. So I hope this incident is a wake-up call that justice be done to our sisters and that every one of us unite. I myself, Rajdeep, have been targeted. The violence is not just on the ground. My face was morphed over a naked body and made viral by a certain community. I have been targeted time and again. I don't want to make it personal.
Your face was morphed on social media?
Yes, and put on a naked body and call it naked women. It's going viral. So we have been targeted, women, and some of us who have been speaking out, we have been caricatured violently. Over this past 3 weeks, Rajiv, I have just kept silent because for me, it's not about me, but it's ensuring that peace returns in the hills and valley of Manipur. My heart weeps for 3.3 million Manipuris that today, such a beautiful state, a multi-ethnic, multicultural, has been divided. Kukis and Meiteis, I told you several times, have never fought in our history. And why is it that this conflict, again, very clear, 2024 elections, please stop playing politics on the bodies of women of Manipur. We say this to the men of Manipur, both of hills and the valley. They have destroyed us. They have destroyed our community. So we as women, as I mentioned, that we will have to stand united.
Right.
We have to speak that enough is enough to end these crimes and violence against women.